onto some BW, a tier I actually know. I'll be able to actually commentate.
Yeah, I'm glad you know it because I know even less about that than I do you. So, oh my god.
I went through a phase, like a couple year-long phase, where BW was my favorite tier, and
Oh,
I
wow.
was all
Wow.
and loved it.
All right, well, I'm glad that you'll be able to provide something other than shit talking. Okay.
This was a couple years ago, so now my knowledge is a bit out of date, but it'll suffice, I'm sure.
Good. Do we have any idea who's playing first?
I have absolutely zero.
No idea.
Nope.
Let's see. I don't see in Discord who's going first. I'll say who's playing first. So do we think that Actuarily's Volcarona was Psychic Heat Wave, Quiver Dance, Protect?
Oh,
probably, right? Oh, game's already up.
Tin and Biosci.
Tin Man and Biosci. So this is your team, right? Amaranth, aka Tin Man, the Idiot Ninja, from you, and then Biosci from what team is Biosci on? Who are you playing this week, Para?
I believe we are playing the Haxers.
Oh, this is Yoda's team. Okay. So Biosci is definitely the favorite here. Biosci has played in SPL, Little Tier Premier League, so has Tin Man, but not in doubles. Tin is a singles main. Maybe I should call him Amaranth. I don't know, but singles main who has wandered into doubles. Was fairly decent at doubles probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, but really hasn't played much Sword and Shield at all. I mean, this isn't Sword and Shield, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But
he's a good fundamentals guy.
Good fundamentals guy, but hasn't played doubles much in the last year or two. I'm gonna be very surprised if Biosci loses here. Although Conkelder goes in as fuck.
I can't commentate much on Tin's team now that I see it because it's one of my teams. But,
okay. Dude, this Conkelder, if Tin is able to play that right, it can just put immense pressure on Biosci. Conkelder in Trick Room, I mean, he has Crest as a switch, and presumably Conk has Knock, but it can also just target the other slot, and nothing in the other slot can eat a Hammer, Armor, or Close Combat, or honestly even a Mach Punch.
His win cons here are Conkelder and Heatran. If he can play those effectively and get around the Sand and the Cresselia, they'll be in good shape. Mm-hmm. Whereas Bio's main win cons are Excadrill and Hydreigon.
Yeah, Excadrill does look very scary. And we see Tin just lead off with the Conk. This is a great lead by Tin. Conkelder threatening the Hydreigon and Tyranitar threatening the Cresselia or threatening rocks.
Unless this Hydreigon is something wonky like Dragon Gem and just Oko's the Conkelder, this is a great position for Tin to start off in. You there?
Yeah, I just had to send a few messages in the Storms chat, congratulating Atmosphere, of course. Got to pump up the teammates, but what is this Crest set? Do you think from Biosci? It's probably not Trick Room, right? Biosci does not want Trick Room. It's probably Calm Mind, or could it just be pure support?
Surely it's not Calm Mind because he's stunting his own recovery.
That's true. That is very true. He knocks down his own. Moonlight does 33% recovery in Sand, something like that.
Something like that.
And we have a Tyranitar on both sides and no other weather, so Sand is guaranteed to be up the whole game because that's how it works in Gen 5.
If I had to guess, just off of a whim, it's probably some utility T-Wave Icy Wind type set.
Yeah, could have Toxic also. A big...
Something like that,
I mean, Draco Miss on Heatran, honestly not that big of a deal because it now has full special attack for the next turn. And then Crunch, not very effective against Steel types in this gen, but getting a crit. And you were talking about how Biosci's, one of his win cons was that Excadrill, and now it's down to 1/3 health.
That crit is going to go a long way towards mitigating it.
Yeah, definitely. And now Biosci has great positioning. Excadrill can one-hit KO or close to one-hit KO Tyranitar and Heatran. But Tin has some switches available, although it's pretty tough to switch into a What's the ground move? Drill Run? Does it get Drill Run in this gen? Drill Run and Draco Meteor?
Oh, this is definitely going to be Earthquake. He has 2 EQ immunes. Or 3
He
EQ immunes.
does have 3 EQ immunes. Yeah, so this is a very safe Earthquake from Biosci here. Tin, the only mon on Tin's team that really wants to eat an Earthquake is Thunderous, but Thunderous will get smacked by a Dark Pulse or a Draco Meteor from Hydreigon if it is Specs. And we see Earthquake come off. Heatran protects itself. Maybe just sacking off Tyranitar. Another Draco miss and a low kick. Oh my god.
Let's go!
Wow. So that is Hack Central. Tin Man is in great shape now. Really, really good shape. Tyranitar being alive, not so important, but getting that KO on the Excadrill is huge.
A question here is if Bio does have Earth Power and just hasn't clicked it, assuming that the Heatran wouldn't stay in.
Right, and
if
isn't
so,
choice lost.
This Heatran could get bopped if Tin feels too comfortable.
Yeah, this game is still obviously far, far from over, but Tin was going to need some big early plays to beat expert veteran Biosci, and he has those so far.
Well, expert plays or Lady Luck.
Or all of the above. Yeah, exactly. So you know, or you probably don't remember, but you might know Tin's set. Tin could have Stealth Rocks on Tyranitar.
Team. I know this team like the back of my hand.
Okay, you know this team. Tyranitar probably has Rocks, I'm assuming, but you probably don't want to click them in the face of Scizor, which could set up a sword. I guess you have Heatran to pressure the Scizor. I don't know. I don't know much about Black White, but I know that this is an interesting turn. And Hydreigon does go for Earth Power. Scizor goes for Swords Dance. And T-Tire goes for Rock Slide, which misses the Scizor. Not the biggest of deals.
With how quickly Bio had gone into Scizor, there was no way that Hydreigon didn't have Earth Power.
Right, that would have been the bluff of the century. But now Tin is definitely on his back foot. Hydreigon can presumably KO the Tyranitar from here. I don't want to assume that it's not Assault Vest, but I mean, maybe it's Assault Vest Tyranitar. I don't really know. Scizor can definitely knock out the Tyranitar. I don't think Fire Blast from Hydreigon will guarantee kill the Amoonguss. Amoonguss is probably pretty specially bulky. So again,
Does Tin not just Rage Powder in Rock Slide?
You could Rage Powder away the Bullet Punch, which wouldn't kill the Amoonguss. Does it get Bug Bite? Would Bug Bite kill?
It does get Bug Bite, and Bug Bite would kill, but even if he double downs here, that's not the worst thing in the world for him, because then he gets to go out into actual offensive
back
pressure.
Into Heatran, showing the Steel Gem, and Tyranitar going down. Honestly, great turn for Tin, because now you just bring in Conkeldurr, right? And you Mach Punch and Heat Wave. I mean, Mach Punch and Heat Wave is a very safe play. You could try to go for a cheeky sub on Heatran. Actually, sub wouldn't be that cheeky if it is
not
Bullet
cheeky.
Punch.
That's the right play.
Well, it's not the right play if Scizor's Bullet Punch superpower.
It's not. It's Bug Bite.
Well, I guess it's still not that bad of a play because Heatran presumably outspeeds, and then you just lose 25%, and Scizor gets knocked down 1 attack and 1 defense stat, and can get bopped by Conk the next turn. So probably going to see a Mach Punch and sub from Tin. If Heatran is sub, which I'm assuming it is. You don't have to reveal, but I'm assuming we're looking at Heat Wave and then probably Earth Power, sub, and protect. Does it have leftovers? It has leftovers, yeah, it's sub.
It has leftovers.
It's sub. So, yeah, Tin sacking the Tyranitar.
I was going to say, Amaranth is going to have to burn his gem to Mach Punch here, unfortunately.
Oh, it's a Fighting Gem Conkeldurr. Interesting. Which would mean it's probably, what, Iron Fists? Sheer Force? One of the two. Probably not Guts if it's running Fighting Gem. Although, honestly, dude, I don't know what the fuck this here is. It could be anything. I have no idea.
It's probably Iron Fist.
Okay.
In all likelihood.
Iron Fist, what? Does Hammer get boosted by Iron Fist?
It might. I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay. So we see Crest switching in. Oh, if this sub goes off. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can't protect Scizor like that, because now neither of your Mons can touch Heatran at all. And we already said
Now
that Cresselia is probably not set up, so Tin doesn't have to worry about, leaving it there, not doing damage to it. Cress probably will
Jelly
take...
is free as heck for Tin.
What is? Jelly?
Yeah.
Jelly in the Conch slot, and then just a free Heat Wave from the Heatran slot.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what Biosci can really do to stop that. Tin doesn't have to worry about doing damage to the Cress. Cress really can't do anything to this Heatran. It presumably has a Psychic move, maybe an Ice move, and status moves. Oh, Tin leaves Conch in and sacks. That is a bad, bad play.
That was a very bad play. He could have at least protected.
Yeah, I don't know what that play was. Was he trying to knock the Cress, maybe?
It's Ice Punch. They don't run knockoff in this gen because this was before it got
Then I
buffed.
really don't know what Tin was... Maybe he was predicting a switch into Tyranitar and fighting moves like Close Combated or Iron or Drain Punch or whatever. The Tyranitar...
I think he just got too cocky and full of him, self with the prediction
maybe
and thought it would work out.
Conch to survive
Way
a Psychic
overextended.
from Cress. I don't know, but that is a very bad play.
Actually, that's a good point. This could be E-Belt or something like that.
It could be a bit of an offensive Cress. It definitely could be. I did not expect Psychic to do 94 to Conch, even to a no HP, no special defense Conch. Conch is what, 105 HP and 65 SPDF, something like that? And Cress with no investment is weak as shit.
Definitely max HP.
If it's max HP Conch, then this is definitely an invested or a boosting item Cresselia. And that might explain Biosci's plays a little bit more. If this Cress is HP ground.
Oh, I lied a little bit. It's not max HP. It's some HP and some SPDF.
Okay, so it definitely would have lived an unboosted Cress. I'm gonna calc this real quick, just to see. But it definitely, let's say unboosted, uninvested Cress. Conkeldurr, let's just say 252 HP. It sounds like it's even more especially bulky than that. And then a Psychic here. That's doing 52 to 62. That is an offensive Cresselia. And we see Helping Hand forward. Rock Slide.
Yeah. It's a choice Scarf Tar.
It's Scarf Tar. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And so this Cresselia is probably Psychic, Helping Hand, maybe Ice Beam and HP Ground. I'm not sure what else it would have. T-Wave, potentially. But just as quickly as Tin was up a lot of Mons, he's now going to be down a lot of Mons. And Jelly eats that +1 Rock Slide like a champ, probably very physically bulky, and sets up Trick Room. But
bro,
I
run max defense.
Yeah, I don't see how Tin breaks through Biosci's team. I mean, Hydreigon...
he wisps the T-Tar.
Yeah, definitely wisp the T-Tar. And I guess you can sub, right, on Heatran? Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe. If Cress is HP ground and is slower, that could be dangerous, but...
Tran technically has potential with a Moongus redirection if this T-Tar gets burnt.
It does, yeah. I mean, Hydreigon, which is a resist, is only at 40%. Cress is obviously at 1. Scizor dies in 1 hit. Thundurus will probably die in 2 hits. Interestingly, we see a Scald into the Cress. Too. The Scald was probably just covering for a Trick Room fast HP ground, I'd imagine, right? And then a sub on Heatran. So, hey, good play for Tin. Good play. He's back in this. And T-Tar comes back in.
He's not in this. This was correct for Bio because now he just taunts the Jellicent and then he can't do anything to prevent getting Rock Slided to death.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But Tran can keep protecting and subbing. I guess it can't really because Thundy could just taunt it next. Maybe Tin has to hope for some more 10% dodges like we had with Draco earlier in the game.
Or I guess he just goes for Scald and Earth Power and hopes for luck to continue to shine.
Yeah, could go for a Scald and Earth Power.
Crits are ×2 this gen.
Could also switch in the Amoonguss and hopefully have Mental Herb and go for Spore next turn.
If it was, the Thunderous would just taunt it again.
That's true. I guess you'd have to get it in on a turn that it doesn't get taunted. Thunderous doesn't go for taunt. Will-O-Wisp comes off. Thundy's probably going to just T-Bolt the Jelly. No, T-Bolts the Tran. And Rock Slide comes off. Hey, that's a great Will-O-Wisp on Tyranitar. Good Heat Wave damage on Thunderous. Although it'll survive another now with the Citrus Berry. But still, not a bad turn for Tin.
Best possible turn for Tin.
Yeah, I agree. Now you can kind of just leave this Tyranitar alive, right? And focus down the Thundy slot.
I was going to say, yeah, you just double the Thunderous here.
Yeah, Scald and Heat Wave should pick up the KO onto anything that Biosci has. And Thunderous doesn't usually run Protect in this gen, right?
Not usually.
It just has too many moves it wants to know. But interestingly enough, we see Tran switch out when it could have Heat Waved the Scizor and a recover on Jelly. Ooh. Tin needed to Heat Wave there, I think.
No, I think this is okay. I see what he's going for.
He's going to Spore and then bring back in Tran and sub?
I do believe so, yes.
Okay, we see T-Tar switch in, Spore on the T-Tar slot, and Thief stealing the leftovers from Heatran. That's not good if you're Tin.
Well, at least now Amoonguss is in here so he can safely click Heat Wave without having to worry about, like, tar coverage or something to actually, like...
Yeah, what do you do here? Do you Heat... Well, I guess if you Heat Wave and Giga Drain the tar... Well, that's not going to happen. Okay. Do we Spore? Do we Giga? No, we flinch.
We get flinch.
We flinch. So Amoonguss will live a Bullet Punch. I'm not sure what that Protect was on Heatran. I don't really know what that was.
He was fishing for the sleep on the Scizor, so that way the turn after he could go out to Jellicent while he Heat Wave.
Got it. I see what you're saying. But Biosci can just keep Rock Sliding and getting small bits of chip off. And if the Scizor is Thief, then yeah, Jelly can't recover on it, and Jelly's dead. And Heatran flinched to Rock Slide. That's probably going to be game.
Oh. This was BW being its Hax Gen self, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there was hacks on both sides, to be fair. We had some huge Draco misses earlier in the game. And yeah, you just have to knock Amoonguss down low enough that it can't redirect Earth Powers away from Heatran, and you win the game. And we'll see T-Tar go down, but Thunderbolts and...
A crit Heat Wave would do it.
It might, if you redirect... But if Thunderous is HP Ice, then it's over.
The Hydreigon will probably be faster.
You think Hydreigon will be faster? All right. Well, I guess there's a small out for Tin. Yeah, maybe a small out.
His best play is to double Protect here, get Sand Chip, and then pray to the gods and click Heat Wave.
Yeah, I guess Heat Wave and Rage Powder, right? That's what you're thinking.
Yep, but first click double Protect and get the Sand Chip.
Sand Chip on the Hydreigon and the Thunderous, I guess both of them you need it on.
Yep. And you'll get it on your Amoonguss, but who gives a crap at this point?
We see Heatran protects, and Dark Pulse kills the Amoonguss. Yeah, a Rage Powder wouldn't have helped at all there, because Heatran still would have gone down to the T-Bolt. And Biosci is able to win in a wonky BW fashion.
Hax Gen.
Hax Gen. Hey, at least the hacks in this game were... There was some on both sides. It wasn't egregious in either way, but... in the end, I really think that Crest set was what won Biosci the game. Tin choosing to leave the Conk in, eating a Psychic, and then going down. Think about this end game if Tin still had Conk alive to Mach Punch stuff. It would be a completely different game.
The accidental Conk sack was totally the pivotal part of that game.
That was a very pivotal part.